Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to crochet this kitty bag. I freehanded this about a year ago and uploaded on Pinterest, but now I finally have a pattern. These are the materials that you need. I used less than 50 grams of my brown yarn, and then for the pink yarn I almost used the entire skein. So I used a 4.5mm hook. You could also use a bigger one if you wanted to, if you want your bag to be a little bit bigger, or depending on the yarn you're using. And then we just need 4 stitch markers and a darning needle. Also, this is optional, but you could use these little clicker buttons. I use them for my bag. You could also add a zipper if you wanted to. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I just added it for a little bit extra security. So starting off with the main color, we're going to chain 32. Last chain is our turning chain, so we're going to skip that one and then single crochet all the way down our row. For the bag, we're going to be using a pixel grid, so pause the screenshot if you do want to save it. On our second row, we're going to be making our first color changes. But we're going to start off by just chaining 1, turning your work, and making 12 single crochets. Once you've finished those, we're going to be changing colors, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. So just pull up this stitch like this, and then insert your hook into the 2 front loops of the stitch. Now we can add our second color. Simply add your second color onto your hook and then pull through those 2 loops. Now we're going to tug at our original color and pull it tight. Now that everything's tight, we're just going to be placing 7 single crochets. Just finished my 7 single crochets, so we're going to change colors once again. So just pull through those 2 first loops on the stitch, and now we don't have to add our yarn because it's already on our piece. All we have to do is just drag it towards our stitch. So just pull through like that, and now make 12 single crochets. This is what our second row looks like finished. Now we're going to be starting our third row, and once again I will be showing you how to do those color changes. So we're starting off by just the chain 1, turn, and 4 single crochets. So here we have our brown yarn, and we're just going to drag it towards our stitch and then pull it through those 2 loops. So just make sure that you're not dragging your stitches too tightly because that will cause your work to curl up. It's time for yet another color change. So once again, pull through 2 loops, then grab your other color yarn, pull through those 2 loops, and pull it tightly. For the rest of the video, I will be putting the instructions for the grid pattern on screen. However, I will be speeding the clips up because if not, I would just have a very long, very boring video. So I really hope that these instructions were enough for you to understand how to do these color changes. By the way, it's okay if your work does scrunch up a little bit. For example, I just made my tension way too tight, so that's why it does like curl up a little bit. But you won't notice this later on, so don't worry about that. We're almost done with our panel, only 3 more rows to go, and then we can start working on the back panel and the strap. Once you've finished your last color change, you can just go ahead and cut off that brown yarn. I'm going to be weaving it in as I make my last row, which is just a row of fully pink single crochets. Now all that's left to do for this panel is just crochet a border of single crochets. We're going to be placing our first stitch into the same row that we just finished. And then for the rest of the stitches, simply place 1 single crochet for each row. And I will show you how to continue when you finish this side of the panel. When you've made your last stitch into the last row, we're going to be chaining 1, and this will create kind of a corner. And now we're just going to be placing 1 single crochet for each little loop of the bottom chains. So as you can see, it's very clear where to place your stitches. And again, once you reach a corner, simply chain 1 and then continue making single crochets down the side, and then repeat the same process for the top. Also make sure that you're weaving your ends in as you go, because this will save you a lot of work later on. So now I'm at the top of my panel, and after making the last stitch, I'm just going to slip stitch into the first stitch and then fasten off. So we've now finished our kitty panel, and now we have to make the back panel of the bag, and for that we're going to be chaining 32 and then making 18 rows of 31 single crochets, and also add the same single crochet border that you did to this panel. I now have 2 panels for my bag, as you can see, so I'm just going to be showing you how to make this strap. To begin, make a slip knot. And now chain 4. Now skip 1 and make 3 single crochets. We're gonna chain 1, turn, and once again make 3 single crochets. Now we're just going to be repeating this pattern until our strap is 30 inches long or 77 centimeters. Strap is not only going to be the strap of the bag, but also the base and the sides. Make sure that when you finish your strap, it fits all the way around your bag. The strap also has another single crochet border, so just single crochet all around once you're done making all of your 3 single crochet rows. Now I'm going to show you how to attach the strap to the bag, and for this we need our stitch markers. So now I'm just placing the strap where I want it to be. So I want my seam to be in this corner, so that's why I'm connecting both ends of the strap right there. And the next step is just going to be pinning everything into place with your stitch markers. To attach the panels, we're going to be making a slip knot. And now, of course, you want the seam to be on the inside, so we're going to be turning our work around. Taking out the first stitch marker because that's where I'm going to be attaching my yarn. So once you've aligned 2 stitches together, you simply make a single crochet to join them and then do that all the way around the bag. I just made my last stitch in this one side of the strap, and the other side of the strap isn't attached yet, so now we're just going to be switching to making stitches into the side of the panel and into this end of the strap. I hope that makes sense. Before we can attach our other panel to the bag, we have to make this seam by just making single crochets to attach the bottom and the top of the strap to each other. Again, we're going to be pinning down our panel by using our stitch markers to attach it to the strap. I think the easiest way to do this is by starting at the top, like I'm doing right here, and then doing the other side of the bag. And then lastly, pin down those corners. Once you've pinned down everything, simply use the same technique that we used before to attach the other panel, so single crochets all the way around. We've officially finished our chococat bag, so thank you so much for watching.